Okay, I've just turned 35, really exciting year, and I want to do a video on the 5 things that I wish I'd known when I was 25. And I tell you what I was doing at 25 years old. I was working in London in quite a corporate company. It used to be a bit more flexible. We moved into the centre of London. It became very structured, very corporate. I'm not a corporate person. I really strained against it. And I eventually decided to leave. I got a tattoo of a colourful fish on my side, which I love, to remind me of the sea and swimming. And I started a fitness blog and I booked flights to Bali. And I went to Bali, and then at the end of Bali, I'd quit my job and I'd gone off and done a ski season, which was, in hindsight, a terrible idea because I went out there and I got E. coli. And then the day before my parents came out to visit me, I fractured my leg and couldn't ski for 8 weeks. And it was pretty bleak, but it had its upsides as well, because everything does. So here are 5 things I wish I had known at 25. The first is keep a diary. Oh my gosh, I've had a journal probably since the age of 27, and I'd wish I'd started it sooner because they are such beautiful reflections of the life that you were living. And I have looked over my journals over the past 6 years, and 8 years, maths, not my strong suit, over the past 8 years. And I've so enjoyed reading and looking at the person that I was and the person that I am now, and the journey and the growth. It is so deeply validating, so powerful, so joyful. So I really, really recommend keeping a journal and just writing it in it, whenever you want. I wrote in mine a lot to process. So some of them are very, very emotional and very sort of bleak. And then recently I haven't written as much because life has been very joyful. But this is the first thing. Keep a journal so you can reflect on your highs, your lows, and the person that you have become. The second thing is, when you're 25, you probably don't know your worth. You probably don't know your boundaries, and you probably think there are other people who are better than you out there. Just a reminder, no one is better than you, and you are not better than anyone. Just by being alive, we are inherently worthy, and doesn't matter what age you are listening to this video, you are worthy. I am worthy, but often we forget our worth. So for me, when I was 25, that looked like needing to please, not having boundaries, and thinking that other people were better than me, and also throwing my worth away and seeking that worthiness through very, very unhealthy means. And so I now don't do that. So that's my message. Dive into the self-worth journey as early as you can. Or if you're watching this and you're way past 25, it doesn't matter. Start now. That is the journey we're all on, to remember our worth, because when we remember it, we are deeply powerful. We know our power. I'm still on that journey, so it's all cool. The third thing is, I would say, if it appeals to you, everyone's like, travel. No, I don't, travel if you want. Work abroad if you can. The one thing I regret, if I regret anything, is I really wanted to work on a yacht. And thank God I didn't, because I would not have coped well in a very tiny environment with lots of strong energies, pleasing lots of wealthy people. It wouldn't have worked for me. But I did do some wonderful times where I was a tour guide in Paris for 4 months. I worked in ski seasons, and I wish I'd done a little bit more, because when you're that age, it's a little bit more fluid and flexible. You might become more serious about your career and your passion the older you get. And I don't mean that to sound patronizing, but you have a little bit more fluidity, I think, at 25 than you do at 35. I mean, you can work abroad at whatever age you want, but I'm so deeply passionate about what I do now that I don't want to go and take another job abroad. But I'm glad I did it when I was younger, and I wish I'd done it just a tiny bit more. The third thing is, sometimes when we're young, we're in a rush, and we sometimes want to get somewhere really, really fast without realizing that everything is a stepping stone that takes us to the next perfect place. So if you can, lean back a little bit, slow down a little bit. And this really goes with number 5, because number 5 is all about having as much joy and pleasure as you possibly can, because the biggest realization I have is that we are here to have joy. Full stop. We are here to have pleasure. Full stop. And it takes a lot of unlearning to release those very high expectations and pressures we put on ourselves of needing to be perfect. And there's no such thing. We're not here to be perfect. We're just here to have joy. And the more joy we have, the higher our vibration. The higher our vibration, the better stuff comes into our life. So focus on joy and pleasure and slowing down. There is no rush. Everything is the perfect step to the next best thing. And even if things don't work out, that is just merely guiding you towards something better for you. If something is not going to plan, let it go. Let go of resistance and flow back to where you're naturally meant to be. So those are the things. I mean, I still need these 5 pieces of advice now. I'm still reminding myself to write my journal. I'm still on a very, very big self-worth journey, especially around my boundaries and knowing what I deserve. I am still wanting to go live abroad, not work abroad, but live abroad and take my work with me. I am still learning that everything is a stepping stone, and I am very much still realizing that life is about embodying deep joy and pleasure, and that's really all there is to it. So I hope that helped someone watching this. And if you like this kind of content, I post videos pretty regularly about deep emotional self-awareness, the self-worth and self-love journey, and everything around soul contracts, which is such a key part of everything, the doorbell. So please do like, please do subscribe, and until next time, I wish you a really beautiful rest of your day.